It is my sad duty to be the bearer of bad news. Corey Kluber and Luke Voit, if you have not heard, are both injured. Now, we thought we could get some injury news about Corey Kluber today because he was headed into the MRI machine. Sometime around mid-afternoon, we got a tweet that said, we'll find out the MRI results around 5 p.m. And unfortunately, the MRI results revealed that Corey Kluber has a strain of a muscle in that rotator cuff. The prognosis is that he will improve, but he needs to be shut down, which means no throwing for at least 4 weeks. At that time, I'd imagine they'll do another MRI and reevaluate. Luke Voit, on the other hand, was a surprise. I was sitting on my couch, and as I was looking at the Corey Kluber news, I got the Luke Voit news, and he has a pulled oblique. Now, he was going to miss some time anyway because his wife is getting ready to have a baby. Not a conspiracy theorist, but it is kind of a convenient time to have a muscle pull. But I think he's actually hurt, so I don't want to start that rumor. But Luke Voit will be out for minimum 54 days, let's call it. That's how much Aaron Judge missed when he had a similar injury back in, I want to say it was 2018, maybe 2019. He had a pulled oblique, missed 54 games. So, I want to take a look at how bad a blow this really is for the team. First of all, we do have some guys coming back. Luis Severino will probably be back before Corey Kluber now. You're thinking early July for Luis Severino. So that solves that problem. And at first base, Luke Voit hasn't really given you anything all season anyway. And yet the Yankees still have a pretty good record. The Yankees this season are 28-20. And they are just a smidge out of first place. So they've played pretty well despite having these injuries, despite having guys lack production. They've somehow managed to hang in there. They got off to a 5-10 start, then they went on a torrid start. The fact that we've got some guys coming back, especially Zach Britton and Darren O'Day, don't knock how big they are to that bullpen. That shortens the game for you. You won't need as many starting pitchers. I wouldn't say you won't need as many starting pitchers, but you could afford to have a bullpen day every once in a while with that bullpen. So if Corey Kluber's going to miss, let's say, 9 starts, well, then maybe you get 6 or 7 starts out of Davy Garcia, and you get 2 or 3 bullpen days. And the Yankees tend to win when they do a bullpen day. Combined, Corey Kluber and Luke Voit, through the first 7+ weeks of the season, have only been worth .7 WAR. So to think that this batch of injuries will cost them more than 2 or 3 games, it's not realistic. Now, this could hurt them a little bit. Production has been down. You're looking forward to Luke Voit being a big bat for you. We never quite got to see that. Luke has had some injuries all year long, and that's no fun because we wanted to see him mash. He led the league in home runs last year. He was on a 60 home run pace. But now we're seeing why guys don't hit 60 home runs. It's hard to stay healthy. It's hard to maintain that kind of production over 162. So it does suck, and I sympathize with everybody who is brokenhearted that we don't get to see Luke Voit for the next couple of months, and we don't get to see Corey Kluber continue to pitch well. But we got a lot out of Corey Kluber over the last 8 weeks, and my attitude on it is we know what he is now. We know that he's got nasty stuff still, but we know that he breaks. We know this now. We didn't know he was for sure going to break because of his injury circumstances. One of the injuries was a freak. He had a broken forearm on a comebacker, and then the teres major, which is what he hurt last year. Pitchers generally don't re-injure that. Rotator cuff, different story. That can be a recurring issue. So now we know how far you can push him. You can't throw 8-9 innings with him. You can't do it. You've got to turn him into a 5 or 6 inning pitcher when he comes back for the final couple of months so that you can unleash him in the playoffs. Just get him healthy for the playoffs. That is the Yankees' only goal for Corey Kluber from here on out. Get him healthy over the next couple of months. Make sure that he heals and make sure that he's ready to go in the playoffs. Ease him into the rotation. Let him and Luis Severino, who's coming back from injury, kind of share some time down the stretch. You know, maybe you have some games where you split those guys 3 innings apiece just to keep them healthy. It might be what you have to do. The Yankees traditionally are very conservative bringing guys back from injuries, and this is going to be no different. But on the bright side, we are getting Giancarlo Stanton back on Friday. He won't be there for the doubleheader tomorrow, but Giancarlo Stanton will be back on Friday. So that will add a little bit of offensive force that the Yankees were otherwise going to be without. Now, it would have been nice to have Voit and Stanton in the lineup, but hey, look, this clears a path for more at-bats for guys like Miguel Andujar. He's played a little bit of first base. You can put him, at first base and let Clint Frazier keep mashing out in left. Now you don't have to play Clint Frazier in center field. So there's a lot of ways to be optimistic about this. But to say that the season is over or to say that the Yankees won't recover from this, it's just not realistic. The Yankees will be fine. They will be fine. Joseph Catalupo says the injury bug is biting. Yeah, unfortunately, it's bit the Yankees several times over the last couple of years. In 2019, they had the next man up. Didn't work out so well in 2020. The Yankees didn't really have enough time to recover from those injuries. Lori C says, I like this silver lining, Derek. Yes, I always try and remain positive.
Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Micah 19641 says, bring up Gittins. Now, Chris Gittins is an interesting guy because Chris Gittins has enormous power. I'm going to pull his baseball reference page up, and we're going to take a look at Chris Gittins real quick. Okay, so I'm going to put my little face over here. So Chris Gittins, 6'4", 250 pounds. He's a big mamma jamma. He is a big boy. He will bust you up. 23 home runs, 77 RBIs in 2019 in Double-A. 21 home runs, 70 RBIs in 2016 at Single-A. So he can hit the ball out of the ballpark pretty well for a minor leaguer. So far in 2021, in Scranton, 323, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. So he's doing it at Scranton. Just 8 strikeouts in 44 plate appearances. So I'm liking this idea. He's 27 years old. I don't know how he is on defense. I have not seen him very much on defense, but I think this might be his chance. Luke Voit was a guy who nobody wanted to give a chance to at one point. He was a hard contact minor league hitter, and nobody wanted to give him a shot. But the Yankees did. And he showed them that he could catch fire. At this point, with these kind of injuries, it might not be a bad idea to try and catch lightning in a bottle with a minor leaguer. Lori C says, how can he be any worse than Lumpy Ford? Oh, man. Yeah, so let's look at Mike Ford's stats because Mike Ford has been absolutely terrible. In fact, let's just look at the entire Yankees team stats for today, or for this point in the season. So Mike Ford is batting .154 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. He's got a .617 OPS, a 75 OPS plus, which means he's about 25% worse than league average so far. The Yankees have a lot of guys who are below league average. Look at this. So OPS plus 100 is league average. The Yankees have just 4 regulars who have an OPS over 100, above league average. Gleyber Torres at 103, and that's recent. That's recent developments. He's been swinging the bat pretty good. By the way, how happy are we that we have volume today? That was embarrassing last night. I didn't have volume when I started my stream, but I've got a new check-off system in place. I will always check the light on the microphone box. Gio Urshela has a 111 OPS plus. He's been pretty steady. 276, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. And look, he's been hurt most of the season. He's been banged up, knee injuries, back injuries. You see him wearing a back brace in the dugout. And then you got Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. Giancarlo's at 146. He had that insanely hot streak before he got hurt. And Aaron Judge is at 173. So he's just he's godly no matter what the baseballs are doing, what the pitchers are doing. Aaron Judge is out of this world. Oops, spilled some water. Let's look at Corey Kluber's stats. So Kluber's made 10 starts. He's been very steady. Look how steady this rotation has been. Everybody's pretty much made 8 starts. Normally, that doesn't happen with the Yankees. Normally, you got all sorts of guys filling in. Daryl Rasner and Alfredo Estevez and whoever. Just coming in and taking spot starts here and there. Davy Garcia has made a start this season. It was not good. He went 4 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, and 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He lost that game. It was against the Orioles. So he's going to plug in where Corey Kluber is right now. So you're getting a little bit worse there. But again, you're getting these guys back from the bullpen. So you can tell Davy Garcia, hey, look, give us 5 good innings. Give us the 5 best innings you've got in you. And let the bullpen do the rest. Mix and match. That's one point where Aaron Boone is very, very good at managing a baseball team. He's very good at the mix and match out of the bullpen. So, hey, look, this is a rough blow, but, Spades FBTW says this is the time the Red Sox are going to go downhill. Yeah, and the Rays are pretenders, too. They don't have the team. They're trading. They're unloading guys. So, it is what it is. Dev Patel says, is Gardner still the everyday center fielder? For now, he is. The worst part about this postponement was that me and Patrick Hennessy from Unhinged were going to do a 643 DP pregame today. And we were going to talk about fun stuff like trades and all that good stuff and UFOs. But then this onslaught of bad information hit. Game postponed. I was going to work out, but then I looked at my gym. I have a home gym set up, and I looked at it, and I just went, nah. It was awful. I need to get back in the gym. But all right, well, rough night for the Yankees. They lose without losing somehow. I will see you tomorrow. We're not going to do a Yankees game day episode, but I'll have a 643 DP with Patrick in between the doubleheader games, and then I'll be back with the post-game recap after the second game. So I will see you then. Good night.